Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, May 26th. I'm actually recording this on Thursday, May 25th, because I'm actually offline today for a holiday, a Jewish holiday named Shavuot. So again, everything that I post today, video, written stuff, tweets, social media, all pre-scheduled. I am completely offline. Just a heads up. Anybody celebrating, happy holiday. Also, we've got a lot of stuff to discuss. Google Marketing Live event was this week. A lot of stuff around AI, search generative experience, ads, ad creation. A lot of stuff to go through there. Google had an unconfirmed Google ranking update. Google also announced something called Topic Authority ranking system, which is not new, but it caused a lot of confusion and surprise, and a lot more. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Duda. Thank you, Duda, for sponsoring. Duda is the professional website builder you can call your own. Thanks to Duda. Check them out at duda.co. So you all know about this new Google Search Generative Experience. Hopefully it'll be launching anytime, maybe when I'm offline today, who knows. But Google talked a little about it, a little bit more at the Marketing Live event, Google Marketing Live event, where they talk about all ads, and they showed more about how ads could show up in the search interface, in this new search interface. The main thing, the new thing they show, which we haven't seen before, is how it shows up in the conversation. So if you ask Google search and then you can do a follow-up conversation, it will actually embed not just additional organic results, but also ads in the actual conversation, which you can see from this little GIF or screenshot. Again, I think this is pretty good. I know there's a lot of really polarizing responses from the SEO community. Most people said search is dead, organic is dead. I don't know. I think it's pretty similar in terms of what we'll see with click-through rates. I'm not sure for sure, but I do think overall I'm pleasantly surprised by this interface in terms of how it might attract clicks, how it might attract clicks to both ads and to organic listings. But again, we will see once it goes live and we could play with it. And I'm hoping, really hoping that Google will give us some data, not just for ads, but also for organic and Search Console to see how things are going with this. So here's, you can see the video of this going through, showing the ads and the organic listings in the new Search Generative Experience. It's very, very, very similar to what we saw before, but now we're seeing, again, the ads in the follow-up, which is pretty cool. Also at Google Marketing Live, they talked about generating ads using Google Ad System. And they called this a conversation experience in Google Ads. So what happens is now Google is giving advertisers the ability to write using AI, generative AI, saying, I want an ad that does this, this, and this. You plug in URL, you basically give it some prompts saying, I want the ad to be this, this, and this with the URL and so forth. And then the language models from Google, generative language models, conversational models, whatever you want to call it, will go ahead and either ask you more questions, which you could follow up, and then generate the ad for you. You could obviously edit the ad at any point you want before you publish it, but it's Google basically coming up with the ad using AI for you, and then you can obviously modify it and so forth. Pretty fascinating stuff. And then Google also announced at Marketing Live that the ACA, the automatically created assets, which are not new, they're being improved with AI. Google said they're using generative AI to more effectively create and adapt search ads based on the context of the query. So keep that in mind as well. Also at Google Marketing Live, they announced a new version of Google Merchant Center, calling Google Merchant Center Next. And in Google Merchant Center Next will replace ultimately the Google Merchant Center we have now, but initially it's only going to be for smaller publishers, smaller retailers and merchants, and then it will roll out to everybody by the end of 2024 at some point. Again, this uses more AI and so forth. It would automatically populate your Google Merchant Center where you don't give it product feeds by looking at your website and trying to figure it out all by itself, which is pretty cool. And this should give people who don't have the ability to create feeds and so forth the ability to go ahead and participate in Google Merchant Center, which is great. Google also announced AI for additional generative AI for Performance Max. Specifically, Google said is bringing generative AI to Performance Max to make it even easier for you to create custom assets and scale them in a few clicks. And they show some screenshots of that AI, so it looks similar to the other thing that we discussed before. And also Google launched something called Google Product Studio with Merchant Center Next to go ahead and let you create product scenes. You create product scenes for products that you might have, really bad imagery, it makes it look better. You could remove distracting backgrounds, you could resize, you could enhance the quality in terms of upscaling it, and so much more. So this is really good pain points that Google's solving with AI to make products better in Google Merchant Center, which is pretty exciting. All right, first time I think we ever started with ads on this video, but we had to because it was a pretty big event. Now let's move on to organic. Google seems to be rolled out a unconfirmed Google search ranking algorithm update on May 22nd and May 23rd. Google did not confirm it. This was a little bit different than the other ones in that the major tools like SEMrush, Rank Ranger, and so forth did not pick up on these changes. Mozcast did, I think Alguru, and also I believe SERPstat and a couple others did pick up on this, but the typical ones did not. But there was significant chatter, which is very interesting. So again, if you saw something on May 22nd and May 23rd, you were definitely not unknown. There are people who noticed stuff that were going on. A few minutes into the Google Marketing Live event, Danny Sullivan, the search liaison of Google, went ahead and posted something around topic authority. He wrote a new blog post, and it was called, let me read it to you, Understanding News Topic Authority. Initially, I thought, and everybody else thought, oh my God, Google's launching a new search ranking algorithm update. What's going on, Google? And the truth was, no, they're not. It's not new. It's something that Google said, we're going to talk about now, but it's been around for a while. Google basically says that, and let me quote them, basically it's not new, of course, but he basically went and said that this topic authority aims to surface relevant, expert, and knowledgeable content in Google Search and Google News. Google added that topic authority helps determine which expert sources are helpful to someone's newsy query in certain specialized topic areas such as health, politics, or finance. Then Google goes on to say, how do you go ahead and do with this? Google says it figures out how notable a source is for a topic or a location. So me, maybe on search, maybe a local news reporter based on the local area that they are in. Influence on an original reporting. Does that original reporting have any influence on other media? Citations, links, and so forth. And the source of the reputation. Over time, has that source, the source of that website, how's their reputation? So super interesting. I definitely recommend you look at this, but there is nothing new with this outside that Google's talking about it for the first time. There was no Google ranking update that was pushed out. Talking about new and old, the Google mobile first indexing thing that started 6.5 years ago, where Google was moving from desktop indexing to mobile indexing first, is now done. Google's done moving sites over. There are going to be some sites that will always be on desktop first indexing. Google said we're done with it. They moved their last batch over on, I think, on Monday. So if you do still see sites that are on desktop first indexing, it's going to be there forever, according to Google. Not sure forever is a good answer with Google, but it's going to be there forever. And John Mueller said, no, that's the last batch. We are done. Tiny handful of sites that really don't work on mobile are left. They'll just be crawled with desktop Googlebot going forward. So that 6.5-year process, not done, but it is done. Google's done, and that's pretty amazing. Google Search had a bug with video content between May 4th and May 17th, which resulted in a lot less traffic for those who depend on a lot of video content. Those who produce a lot of video content saw a significant drop in traffic. Google posted this in the data anomalies section in Google Search Console, saying a bug caused a drop in video traffic from May 4th to May 17th and has since been resolved. I thought this was a reporting glitch because Google's supposed to post these bugs in the new search ranking incidents area, but Google instead posted in the data anomalies section in Google Search Console. John Mueller clarified, no, this is not a bug with the reporting. The reporting is accurate. What isn't a bug was something with Google Search not being able to display video content. So keep that in mind. If you saw a drop in video content traffic, it's because of this bug that happened between May 4th and May 17th. Also a Google bug, which Google did not confirm, was with job search listings. Job search listings, for some reason, did not show any recent jobs, meaning 3 days or earlier jobs, did not index any new jobs for a several day period. I think it was like 4 or 5 days. It started around, I don't know, earlier this week or late last week, and Google actually finally fixed that issue yesterday afternoon. Sorry, not yesterday. I would say Wednesday afternoon, which is yesterday when I'm recording this. So it was fixed on Wednesday around 2 p.m. But for a few days before that, Google was not able to index any new job listings, not able to display those. And this was spotted by Dylan Buckley, Alexander, and Ocean. I'm not able to pronounce these names, but thanks to everybody who spotted this. If you notice a drop in your job traffic, it's because probably this bug, but that should be fine going forward. Google Search seems to be testing a new interactive suggestions for your search interface. It's kind of like People Also Ask, but very visual, very interactive. This is spotted by Krinal Mehta, and you can see here in these screenshots in this video how it works. Pretty interesting. Some people think it's Bardish. I'm not sure if it's Bardish, but it definitely is pretty cool. Google has added an edit code button to the Google Rich testing tool. This is something that Google had on, I think, the structured data testing tool. When they got rid of that, the code button went away. So Ryan Levering from Google said they're excited to add this back. And now when you go to the Rich testing tool, you can actually edit the code and see how editing the code may impact your Rich results test. Google says site names are now supported on subdomains for mobile devices. It used to be just for domains. It's still not supported for subfolders, but now, so you know, favicons and site names are supported on subdomains now. They used to not be. It used to just be favicons. Now site names are supported on subdomains. And Google's going to continue to actually improve those issues with site names, they said, even though there's some issues that are lingering on for a long time now. Google Search Console seems to have an issue with AMP issues, where you click on the AMP enhancements report and then you click on crawl issues. You'll see a bunch of new crawl issues. John Mueller kind of downplayed it, but there are tons and tons of people who are using AMP that still see this issue, including myself, but there are tons of big publishers that if they're still using AMP, they will see this issue. Hopefully Google will fix this going forward. Google has replaced the Trusted Store badge, renamed it to the Top Quality Store badge. So instead of saying Trusted Store, now it says Top Quality Store. Not sure if there's a legal issue for that, but Google basically announced it on Thursday that they're making that change, and they did. I can actually see this live right now. Google is testing having 3D and AR images on the desktop search. This is usually only on mobile because 3D and AR works better on a mobile device than desktop, but it looks like Google's actually testing this on desktop as well, which is pretty cool. It might be specific to a new Chrome beta browser. Some people are seeing this. This is spotted by Brian Frisbel. Frizzleben. You got to tell me how to pronounce your name, Brian. I quote you all the time, and I apologize. And also, Glenn Gabe was able to replicate this as well. Really nice find. Pretty cool. And also, Google Search, like I said before, had both 3D and 360 labels in the images, product images. And it looks like Google is, they're different. Now, Kushal spotted that on the same product listings for two different images, both have the 360 and the 3D badge. The 360 makes, I think, is just a product that you can spin around in 360, whereas the 3D is more of an augmented reality thing. We can actually embed the image on whatever you're looking for in the camera view, which is pretty cool. So they are different. I initially thought they were just the same. Google is testing placing the services button first in the local listings as well as the map listings. So it usually has the call us or directions or website button first. Google's testing showing that first, where they have the services button first. This was spotted by Ali Marginson and also Joy Hawkins. Nice find. Google is also testing a business profile image slider. So if you go to a business listing and it takes you to the local listing for that business, usually you have the images at the top. Mike in the local search forum spotted where you're actually going to go ahead and swipe through to see those images, which is more of a carousel look for those. Microsoft pubCenter seems to be launching. I actually got access to it, which we covered last week, and now I'm able to go into it. They're calling it pubCenter Next, so it's next.pubcenter.microsoft.com, and you can actually go ahead and set up your ads. What's interesting there is they have native ads units, but they don't have the search ad units are coming soon, and the other ad units are coming soon. So I have a bunch of screenshots, which I posted scheduled today on Friday to have that there, so take a look at that if you're interested in an AdSense alternative. Also, Google Bard announced a few days ago, or early this week, that they now support images. So now images are showing up in Google Bard, which makes the result much more visual, which is pretty cool. Bing Chat has now doubled the character limit from 2,000 characters up to 4,000 characters for certain people. I see this personally with creative and precise mode, not with normal mode. I also want to let you know that Bing Search is now going to be the default search provider for ChatGPT, OpenAI's chatbot. This is live, or should be live, for those using the premium version, and will be a plugin for those using free version. In any event, again, I'm offline for today for the holiday of Shavuos. Everyone have a great, safe, healthy weekend and Memorial Day and Shavuos and all that stuff. Thanks so much for listening. This is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable, seroundtable.com over the past week. Again, thanks to Duda for sponsoring. So check them out at duda.co. Everyone be safe, be well, and I'll speak to you guys next week. Bye-bye.